Boogeyman don't hear too good.
Boogeyman.
Yeah.
Can I have a beer?
Days, but Boogeyman
You have another beer?
Boogeyman can do many things. One of them is not hearing.
I typically can hear. It's just under such circumstances.
I love the way you phrase that, too. I've got a barrier issue. Whatever that means. Rob?
Are we ready?
Care to do the honors?
Well, we got to pray before we eat, though. What are we doing? Yeah, you got to play the intro.
Yeah.
The new one's not in there.
The new one?
Yeah, the
Why
new
would
one's
you
not in
fix
there.
something everyone likes?
It's the same intro.
Get 'em.
Welcome, folks. Y'all come on in and make yourself at home. This here, well, this is the Rolling Thunder Podcast, your home for all things Rolling Thunder. This episode is brought to you by Mossy Oak, because everything is better in Bottomland. Kent Cartridge, quality matters. Performance counts. Shen Gear, waterfowl gear that is built better. And Benelli USA, dominate the skies.
Welcome to another episode of the Rolling Thunder Podcast.
Hey, I'm out.
You're out. Hit
Is
all
it a
those
barrier
green buttons.
issue
Can you hear
anymore?
now?
No, like, y'all got me completely muted.
No, well,
Yeah.
your mic's still coming in. It's just your headphones.
Yeah.
You
You
gave
got
me the
the-
doinked one.
Yep.
Y'all have got doinked headphones now,
Yeah.
We
huh?
have a don't.
Well, there's a way we can fix this.
Shim.
I think I
get a
gave him
wallet.
3.
You got to shim it. Yeah. Oh,
Can we get a
That's
wallet?
it?
I can hear myself now.
How about now?
Get a
Not
wallet
now.
under that, Joe, please.
We've done this before.
I'm back.
Stay tuned.
Nope, keep it closed. Not enough. Yep.
Well, we are live from West Point,
Gosh
Mississippi.
darn, if the wallet trick, oldest trick in the book right there. Come on.
I mean, who hasn't done that
I'm
a few
back.
times?
Live from West Point, Mississippi.
I've never had a beer before. I just poured it all over myself.
Hold on. Since I was gone earlier, can I get a man?
Welcome to another episode of the Rolling Thunder Podcast. Well,
Man?
man,
How are you?
how we doing? You never really realize how many little idiosyncrasies you have until you hear somebody
Yeah.
else do the podcast, and you're like, "Jeez, I didn't realize I had such a shtick." You know?
Like clockwork, every single episode.
Yeah. Incidentally, I have the little fuzzy deal for that one in my car right now.
Can I have it?
Yeah,
Not
for
right
sure.
now, but-
Yeah. I'll probably have to go shoot something here in a second, but
Yeah.
it's good to see you, boys.
Yeah. Here
We
we, are.
missed you.
Down here, I've seen a lot of Drake right now. He's got his fly open right there. Boogeyman don't care.
I got to air out my belly button a little bit. I'm kind of riding high. I ain't going to lie. I've been sitting in this turkey lounger a little bit too long.
Yeah. I guess I'll paint the picture for everybody and hijack the podcast.
That's fine.
We are in West Point, Mississippi for the launch of the Fox Fest. I guess the second launch. There was a soft launch at NWTF, and then now we're here to do the public launch in West Point. In front of me, we've got Tripp, Drake, Riley.
Howdy.
I have totally forgotten your name. Joey?
That's
Joey!
You didn't forget it.
I didn't forget. I just wasn't like, I had like an 85% confidence level. And then we got Frawley and Jason, and it's just great. Oh, Koozie. Hey. Not on the podcast.
Get your hot
Yep,
roll
this is gonna be
here.
all over the place.
Mr. Popular over here.
Hey, Rob.
Let it ride.
Let it ride.
Hey, Rob, don't
Hey.
let Joey fool you. He kills 198-inch deer.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, sitting
On
to
camera.
My right.
You know, I've never killed a deer.
Not one.
I'm with
Not
you.
one.
I've never killed a deer. Either.
I always fall asleep in the deer stand. There's no telling what kind of deer's walked out in front of me before when I've just been.
Like you were in Canada.
Oh yeah.
That is one of the funniest videos that I've ever seen. Your giggle at the end of it made the entire
He nailed
video.
it, though.
There's
he
two-
did nail it.
There's two layers to this too. One of them is I've had more people come up to me and be like, he fell asleep. He's like, well, if there were birds flying that day, that's kind of Drake's job, is to get the birds in. But the other thing that's just so lost is how quick I went into
Camera.
battle mode.
Yep.
I mean, I was ready. My eyes
You're
weren't even
on it.
focused yet, but the camera was.
Immediately, you just went center mass.
Yeah, I was just. I mean, my own mom was like, "Man, they got you."
Yeah.
They made that face his mustache covered his bottom lip.
I know. I've been told that my mustache makes me look like I'm disappointed all the time, and maybe it does.
Yeah. It's always just a solid.
So this is like what, hour 10 for y'all of waiting for the vest?
Yeah.
I guess
got-
y'all jumped in
woke up-
line about 1, something like that.
Yeah.
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 We got in line about
So,
1.
yes, hour 7.
Yeah.
And you got about 10 hours.
Seats for a few more minutes.
Oh, there's
Do
Boss
what?
Man.
Trip said enjoy his seats for a few more minutes.
Dang, I wish Boss Man would have told us he was going to Walmart. I could have used a yoga mat.
Yeah. Looks like we're going to be sleeping on the concrete tonight.
Oh, I'm going to be sleeping up in a bed, son.
Oh.
Where are you going to find a bed out here?
Oh, Waverly.
No, y'all going to
Some
Mossy
people don't
Oak.
want
Or Mossy
vests.
Oak.
Must be nice. I just packed a couple 5-hour energies and a good attitude, and
That's right.
here I am. I'm about to walk
Yeah.
around and interview people, and I think Dawson's got a VHS tape. We're going to be rocking
Yeah,
with
it's
that.
floating around here
Right
somewhere.
here.
Y'all are making me talk too much. Tell me something. What's going on at Rolling Thunder?
Man.
Fox
Wide
pots.
open. Fox pots.
Boy.
Fox Spots.
Fox
Has that
Spots
been a
on the
really
line.
cool project to work on?
Yeah.
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 Man, that has been something that I've enjoyed watching from the sidelines and getting to now being on this perspective to like watch designs come in from Jason and see that come in. It's been really fun to be like, I know that guy. I know that. That's legit.
And what's cool about it, man, everybody's got their fingerprints on it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everybody's doing something with that pot
For sure.
every day.
Yeah, no, it's been fun to see that, and y'all have been absolutely selling the heck out of those,
Yeah.
which is just really cool.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's
Old
it's
gamekeepers be proud.
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, that's going to be an awesome donation.
I
Absolutely.
think
For
just
sure.
today, I think we might be sitting at around 200 today. Something like that.
That's
Pretty
solid.
good.
Yeah,
Man, too good.
yeah.
And
Y'all ready for turkey
tomorrow's
season?
a big day. You know?
Tomorrow is going to be the
Yeah.
big day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's going to be a massive day.
Trip,
It's
where are
gonna
you
be
taking the crew on your adventures this year?
We are going to start it off in Florida next week.
All right.
Yep.
Draco.
Yep.
Going to try to put Drake on his first, and Riley. I'm reaching for a mic right now.
Yeah, what you're not seeing is the boogeyman leaning over, whispering. It looks like he's whispering sweet nothings into Trip's ear. All right, so y'all going to the same place y'all went down there before, and okay.
Well, no,
Aaron going?
me and him went to Mississippi last year. We're going
gotcha.
to Florida this go around. Yeah, I think Riley's been
All
there.
right, go whisper to him
Oh,
again.
yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
So Riley went with me last year.
Hey, little.
So Riley went with me last year, and he got invited back clearly, and we had a little bit more room, so we figured we'd take the boogeyman with us and see if we couldn't get him on bird too.
There you go. Okay, have we put a Benelli in Aaron's hands yet? We need to because of what circumstances last year.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Had the old click
That was tough. Yeah,
by an unmentioned gun maker.
yeah, we won't bring that up. But
We will not.
Hold on a sec. You need us?
He was here not 10 seconds ago.
He's floating around.
Yeah, he's somewhere.
He's around. I'm back.
Anyhow.
Anyway. Huh? Instant old friends.
Yep.
So-
Compadres.
what about you, Rob? Getting ready for turkey season?
Man, I have no idea what my turkey season looks like yet.
Yeah.
No clue.
Have
gonna
camera
try-
will travel.
Have camera will travel. I'm
Yeah.
planning on going to Indiana again to hunt my family's place up there. Hunt with my brother. Have a little bit of land down here in Mississippi that I have no idea what's on it. I have no idea. I have no idea if I've got turkeys or coyotes or pigs or what.
Right on.
But I'm about to go start listening. It's already too late to be listening, but
Oh no.
Hey,
They getting
if
right.
you trying to catch up, if you trying to catch up with the old booger man, you are a little late.
Well, it was one of those things where, like, you know, my father-in-law's got some land that there were some deer hunters on. They didn't turkey hunt.
Quote.
I'm doing big air quotes right now.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I called him and this guy, and he's like, well, there might be a boy or two, you know, we'll slide out there on a turkey, you know. And I'm like,
Okay.
I don't know about that.
How
you know.
many's two?
I think 2 is 7.
Yep.
And they're like, well, you ain't killed a turkey out there in 2 years. I'm like, I don't know about all that either. So I'm looking forward to it, though. I you know, this year I'm hoping to kill a turkey with my brother and do that, so that'll be fun.
Heck
so
yeah.
Right on.
Awesome.
I'm excited. Who's got the most exotic trip this year? Anybody going west?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
going Minnesota.
Shop boys. Shop
Minnesota.
dogs.
Yeah, we're going to hit up Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, and we're going to Minnesota.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What made you pick Minnesota? You just throwing
Drake,
darts?
That was kind of Drake's thing. He
Yeah.
brought up one day in
Had
the
a-
shop.
You just like Minnesota when we went up on that swing? You're like, I'd really like to go see
They got more trees than North and South Dakota.
That's
Let's go
right.
there.
St. Paul's got a great Culver's, you know.
No,
so.
man. I had a buddy reach out, said they had some turkeys, said we'd come kill them. Said,
Hey, pull your mic a little bit closer to your face.
I said, can you hear me now?
We can hear everything. It sounds like you're sitting on a leather couch. Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, I had a buddy reach out, tell me that, you know, they had a bunch of turkeys and
Yeah.
said we can come kill them.
Well,
I said, how many can I bring? I said, 4. I was like, all right,
Boy.
we're coming.
Was that what does Spence say? The best kind of turkeys is somebody else's turkeys?
That's correct.
Amen. That's in the Bible. That's in the Bible. That's in the red words.
Yeah.
That's right. And on the 8th day,
Yep. Oh, getting filmed over here.
Yep.
well, good stuff.
We're movie stars. We're actually
So-
famous,
So yeah, we're
everybody.
gonna hit Minnesota, and I think we're gonna go back to Tripp's little stomping grounds in Nebraska. Go with him.
Nice.
He was real successful out there last year, so I think
Yeah.
we're gonna go try to partake.
Oh, God. Tripp's guide service.
Tripp's guide.
Train
Well-
show Trip gonna take us on a little guided
Yep,
trip.
that's right.
Yeah,
Let's-
you have some pretty good testimonials from the guide service from last year, don't you, Drake?
Testimonies were, man, we had some good times. But,
Yeah.
let me tell you,
The turkeys had better times.
yeah, we got
That's some all-
doink more than not.
That's some old tag soup.
Yeah.
I think they call that out west.
Yeah, I drank a lot of that.
But, man. Well, I dig it.
Old tag smammage.
We're talking about turkeys. We're in West Point, Mississippi. Hi, Mom.
Turkey Time USA.
We're here.
So,
We're,
Tell them who you are.
my name's Booger Man, and we're here with Kirk McCullough, and we killed a bunch of ducks, and we shot them real close.
If you ever want to shoot them in the timber of Arkansas, you go with Kirk.
If you ever want to go to the timber and shoot ducks in Arkansas, you go with Kirk McCullough.
those are some of the greatest testimonial videos.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man.
You can see the whites of his teeth.
Well, good stuff. Well, boys, I think I'll leave y'all to it. I'm going to go grab my
Yeah, man.
stuff.
We're holding
I'll
it down.
probably swing down and interview y'all for the Gamekeeper podcast.
Well,
But,
we're not going anywhere.
No,
well,
we'll be right
I
here.
love y'all. It's good to see y'all and hang out
Yeah,
with
man.
you and
Yeah.
have a few minutes on the old pod.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Godspeed. Trip, here's your mic back.
No more leaning in for old triple.
Safe travels.
See you, Rob Kinney.
All right, now get your little
All
ass
right.
up there. I need to sprawl my
Little ass
legs.
up there.
Sprawl my legs out. Go.
Well, Squants,
Yes, sir.
let's redirect the people. Let's tell them what's going on here.
Well, just let old Big Kenny Skinny hijack it for a little bit.
Yeah, I love whenever Levi tries to do his Southern accent impressions. No, it's just
Nah, it's
funny.
pretty racist. Your Southern accent is pretty racist. I'm not gonna lie.
right there.
Sound like you grew up on the Waverly plantation. Old Foghorn
Yep.
Leghorn back there. I said a good morning.
Check out that hat on Dawson Lake over there.
Man, big hill country guy.
Primal.
Trying to live in the 90s.
He's
He
got
actually looks a little bit like Bryce Decker like that.
Anything to cover that bald head.
He looks like he's been running moonshine since he's 12 years old.
Ain't got no teeth left.
Man. Dude, what are we doing out here?
We are live about About what? Are we 500 deep?
500.
Yeah, we about 500th in line.
We're like 550 in line. There's probably close to.
I bet there's probably pushing 1,000 people here.
We're close to 1,000 at this point.
About halfway through the line here in West Point. Second, T-Dub just rolled up. What's up, baby?
What's up, T?
There's our very own Terrence.
Second unveiling of the Mr. Fox vest. Partying, hardying. Having a big old time.
So when we pulled up this morning, like we knew there was a couple people in line. We were told on the way to West Point. Well, when we pulled up, dude, there was easily over 100.
No, it wasn't 100. It's probably
Easily
60,
over
75
100.
people.
No.
Yeah.
Squints is popped.
Squints is out of his mind.
There was over 100 people at the Moscow store.
That was at 8:30 this morning, too.
Yeah.
There
feels
was
like
30
yesterday.
at 5 o'clock.
That's a good point.
I'll tell you something else was crazy was, I mean, we didn't even have the whole booth set up. And
Oh, God.
all of a sudden, no, we look up and there's a line like you're trying to get into Disney World.
Yeah.
People waiting on Fox Pots. How about that?
Yeah, and that, God.
Waiting
almighty,
on
that
people's
was
booths to
hectic.
get set up to get a Fox pot.
I mean,
And we was about 90% of the way there. And once those Fox pots hit the top of the table, they're like, showtime. Here we go. That was unreal. The iPads weren't even turned on yet when we started doing it.
No.
We started doing it on our cell
on
phones.
cell phones. It's wild. I mean, there was a solid hour there that we were just
Non-stop.
pop.
Non-stop.
But I hope it keeps going because we've been working hard on them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Everybody has. Getting videoed.
Morning.
So who all on the pod right now is getting a Fox Fest in the morning?
I will be.
Me,
Okay.
the show.
Boogerman and Riles.
Riles and the Boogeyman are definitely. Trips on the fence.
I've put my name in
Jason's
the hat.
getting one.
I've been here long enough. I'm gonna
Jason's
snag
getting
one.
Jason's getting one.
You
about
ain't
you,
getting
Squints?
one.
I'm
Tell
not
the
gonna
folks
get one.
what you're not going to do.
What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to be buying a Fox vest. I will I'm not going to say 100%. I'm about 90% sure I'll probably regret it.
Yeah, you will.
But
You will.
I ain't going to get one. I'll just wait till they come out on eBay. I'll just get one on eBay. About $6, $7, $8, $9, $10,000.
You got six grand in the bank ready to roll, huh?
Sell my car and buy a Fox vest.
You should have put it. Should have just asked for it for a wedding gift. Been like,
Ooh, put it on the registry?
yeah.
That ain't a bad idea.
I tell you this right now. I played that game. You don't get what you want that's on the registry. The guy doesn't get what you want. I put all kind of stuff on there. I didn't get a single thing.
What else you put on there?
All kinds of tools. Man.
I put a Blackstone on ours.
I'm all different kind of
36
cooking
Blackstone.
man. All different knickknacks and patty whacks. Throw a dog a bone.
Dog bones, all of it.
Yeah. But anyhow, let's get back to
Yeah. All jokes
business
aside,
here.
though,
This mask is itchy.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, the
seeing-
Boogerman's
seeing
out.
The crowd come out.
Can breathe.
Yeah, I mean, this crowd out here is overwhelming, and I know the guys at Mossy Oak and
It's so cool.
anybody involved have got to be blown away.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's people from all over the country here for this.
Hey,
Yeah.
Dawson.
the first person.
Where
in
did you
line-
say the two people flew in from earlier?
Iran.
Iran. Not you ran, Iran. Middle East. Huh? They did not run here, no.
I
that
ran
came
so
from
far
Canada?
away.
They ran to the airport
from
and then
Iran.
ran from Jackson.
2 people from Iran, a guy from Canada.
Yep. I will say we were driving down here. I think you were asleep, but Spence and I were driving on the highway past Tupelo, and we saw a truck with Nevada plates on it. And we looked at each other at the same time. We're like, no,
Yeah.
ain't no way.
Yeah.
Surely not. And we was like, I kind of hope that it is. And if it
Yeah.
is, I'm going to jump out and shake this man's hand. And he got out at the next exit.
Dude just pulled up, got in line with a four-wheeler. Not making this up. Just happened.
Yeah.
There
Well,
is
we
a
have
Polaris
full,
in line. I repeat, we do have a Polaris in line.
Yeah,
West
no
Point,
cutting me.
Mississippi.
You better get behind me. all I
Welcome to
gotta
Clay
say.
County, ladies and gentlemen.
That's awesome.
Unreal.
Yeah.
If you gonna cut, by God,
Somebody
you better
better
bring a
make it count.
chain.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Matt Ryan that was making pancakes on the Blackstone earlier this morning at like 9
Matt was,
o'clock.
They've
Matt was
been
making
cooking.
at 6.
And the first person
got here
that
at
got in
6.
line was yesterday at lunch from Florida.
They had to kick people off the lawn yesterday, saying,
Yeah.
you know, we're not liable
Yeah.
for y'all to be in line today.
They ran people off the property. Yesterday, before they left at 7, Neil rolled in at 5, and there's 30 people standing in line.
Insane.
Yeah, I haven't seen a
Unreal.
release of
What's
any
really
sort
going
like
to be
this.
intense is whenever we got to get up off these chairs.
Yeah, we're.
No, you know what's
going
going to be intense? Is the people holding spots for other people.
Yeah.
There's going to be people jumping in front of people that stayed in line all night. There will be some altercations.
I don't think it'll be bad where we're at, but when it gets to those last couple of folks
Oh,
getting
yeah.
vest, and it's like, oh no, I was in line, like you were, like, and man, I hope they brought the big guns
Right.
for
Yeah,
that.
there will
I-
be some
And
altercations.
not
for
to
sure.
mention that it's what? How cold is it out here right now? I mean,
It's not.
It's
warm.
probably in the 50s, I'd say, low 50s.
Yeah,
Supposed to get
I'm
down to
hoping
the
and
30s,
praying
though.
at about 11, 12 o'clock, Daniel comes strolling around
Yeah.
like Santa Claus, handing them out.
That'd
Turn
be
into
sick.
Oprah. You get a card.
I'll
you
get,
a
I'll
card.
get down on my hands and knees and wave in the air and say, "We are not worthy. We're not worthy."
because guys.
Are y'all
going to
sleep or y'all going to stay up all night?
Just going to play.
So-
how
Play it
goes.
out.
Yeah.
I kind of doinked myself over.
Driving?
I was prepared to bring all different kinds of stuff,
Oh, that's right.
and I forgot almost all my stuff, except
That's no good.
golf clothes.
That you didn't get to use.
Didn't even get to use. Can't even use them.
Hey,
Because while their tea time was supposed to be happening, we were ringing up fox pots up by the dozen.
how about Mossy Oak's strategy selling these chairs, $40 this weekend? I bet
There's
they
a
sold a
sign
blue
right there.
million.
Mossy
There's a
Oak
si-
folding chairs, $40 this weekend only.
Yeah.
There's a sign right there,
And let
and
me
a
tell you
fella
this.
is sitting right here in one.
Yep, that is pro advertising right there.
Yep.
They do not teach you that in college.
How many of us sitting here on the podcast are wearing a hoodie that we just went and bought?
I purchased one today.
There, 4 out of 4 hands are raised. Yeah, I mean it is insane. So
And it is, I feel like I'm getting a hug right
Yeah,
now.
the
That's how
Companions
nice the
hoodie,
companion
yeah.
is. It's nice.
It is so good.
the best hoodie.
Who are you waving that at?
Jason King Media needs another beer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
He
there
said,
you go.
"Oh."
Jack,
Sorry, everybody. This is Levi.
How's it going, y'all? Oh, Gurkatron. Hey, matter of fact, I'll take one too. Since you're up. Then he's not up. He sat back down.
it's so cool though. This thing, NWTF is, once a year. You get to see all your friends. You only get to see once a year.
Then you got a little trip running around here with shorts on.
Full
What are you
bottom
doing?
land.
Making hot chocolate. Can I have some? $2 a cup.
Are you about to start a little business?
What about
Trip
what if we
Halford's
work for
running around
Rolling
making
Thunder?
money.
Rolling Thunder hot chocolate.
We ought to get some kind of pro staff discount.
They better run around and sell hot
Come
chocolate
on,
like
dog.
a lemonade stand out here.
Yeah, he tried to sell it to us.
We only have 14 cups.
Well, you better charge more
14.
than $2.
I think your dad bought that for everybody, not just you, Trip.
For you to sell.
Put it there, Eddie.
Give me 5, Boogie Man.
Yeah.
But I think it's so cool that, the guys that you see in Nashville, NWTF every year, you feel like that's the only time you get to see them, And a lot of those friends are here this weekend celebrating, Mr. Fox
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything that Mossy
Yeah.
Oak's doing. So that's been really cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
this year's
yeah.
definitely an outlier for sure. This weekend, doesn't happen every year, so we aren't planning on getting to see these guys this extra weekend. So it's definitely a blast. We're all having a good time.
Yeah.
Mr. Fox did make an appearance earlier, so that was
That was
That was
pretty cool.
super cool.
That was
Absolutely.
awesome. And from what we heard, he was.
Did
blown
y'all hear?
away.
Did Daniel tell y'all what he said when he rolled up?
No.
He rode up. Daniel walked up to him and said, "What you think, Papa?" He said, "We created a monster."
That's awesome.
Yes, sir. You have.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir. You
I
have.
thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. That was awesome seeing him.
What?
So,
Mr. Fox is 93 this year?
I believe so.
yeah, that sounds right.
Man,
We're
and
probably
he's,
gonna
he's 5 days away from Mississippi opener. Like, if he can make it happen this year, dude, that's going to be
Yeah.
so sick,
Oh, yeah.
man.
Everybody's rooting for him. for
Heck
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
That dude has such a cool story.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I hope somebody loves me enough when I'm 93 to carry me in the turkey woods every spring. Daniel and Neil and Mr. Toxie have done a great job. At
Speaking
making
of
sure
Daniel,
we
there
take
he is
care
right
of
there.
There's Daniel there. Making his rounds, getting the heaters turned
Trying to
on.
make the umbrella turn on.
Yep.
them. They've been working on that heater every bit of an hour.
I
If
bet
there's
the
anything
propane's
they've
out.
done, it's make sure that everybody's
Oh,
sitting here in line is taken care
I
of.
hate
you
to
know.
tell them, but I guess I'm gonna have to get up and do it myself. You want something done,
Boogeyman
do it
take care
yourself.
of
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell, I've worked on a farm. I know how to work on things.
Another cool thing is everybody at Mossy Oak is like, they're staying here tonight. Like, everybody's here.
Yeah.
Like, they're making their rounds.
Yeah.
Neil said, he's bringing pizza here in a little bit.
Yeah.
Look forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly,
I'm
I think out
starving.
of everybody on Mossy Oaks campus, if you want to call it that, I think Aaron and I are the only two that are leaving tonight.
Well, Gerke's leaving with y'all. I
Oh,
believe.
Gerke's coming. Josh is coming. Joey's coming.
Hey, your flashlight's on, man. Trip Halford's walking around with 10 knives and a flashlight.
We got Inspector Gadget over here.
Actually,
He's
Look at him
cooking
with
his
the
hot
coffee
chocolate
can.
right now.
This is live action, ladies and gentlemen.
This is impressive.
We are actually camping.
Yep.
Now there's 15 people trying to turn this heater on over here. There are so
Turn
many
it
cooks.
on. Turn it on.
There are so many cooks in the kitchen right now.
We got a heater right here.
Not for $2, you don't.
No, I upped it to 4.
Oh, he upped it to $4.
$4
Inflation.
for a cup of chocolate.
Hey, you might as well say 5.
Damn Joe Biden, $4 for
Or why
hot
not 10?
chocolate. Plus tax. Plus tax.
Hey, plus tax, it'll be $10.
Ladies and gentlemen, Trip Halford is collecting tax on his hot chocolate.
Here we go. Celebrity shot here, Mr.
We got
Daniel Hayes.
Elvis is in the building, y'all.
No, it's not me. Elvis's grandson.
Boy,
How's it going, man?
What-
How are you?
What all y'all been talking about? I don't know what I walked into.
everything under the
Craziness,
sun.
The craziness.
Tell everybody what your granddaddy said when he pulled up.
Oh man, he was tickled to death. He said, "Dan, y'all done created a monster."
Absolutely. Yes, sir, you have.
He said, "I mean, I can understand, maybe folks less than 100 miles away driving to the Mossy Oak store, but folks outside of that coming." I'm like, Papa, somebody's from here from Canada.
Yeah.
Dawson said somebody's here from Iran.
100 miles away.
Yeah.
Middle East.
That can't be true. I don't know. I
Other
stopped
side of the globe.
after
man.
the second night at NWTF. I just stopped expecting anything because I was
Yeah,
wrong.
that is
Whatever I was
wild.
guessing. This has all been just the coolest thing of all time.
Yeah.
I've had about 4 or 5 people ask me, so what do you expect? I'm like, dude, expect the unexpected with this, man, because NWTF was unreal, and then this is obviously, 75 people were here when we rolled up at 8:30.
Yeah, Dad was out. We handed out donuts at NWTF to the night crew,
Yeah.
and Dad was out here this morning at 6 a.m. passing out donuts before the crowd got too crazy.
That is unreal.
It's crazy. My grandmother was in the car with Papa too, and she was just like giggling in the back seat. Just loving it.
Uh-oh. I think they may got
Get it
it.
going?
Trying to get the heater going
Oh,
over
my
there.
gosh.
We got a whole Rolling Thunder campground going on.
We do.
Dude, yeah. We're here for it. We ain't leaving.
We ain't leaving.
That's right.
We had a Polaris jump in line, and now we got somebody wearing waders. What's next?
Oh my gosh.
Jeez. Golly.
But yeah, man, this has been pretty dang cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable.
Yeah.
There's a couple over there from Alabama who named their baby Fox Hayes.
Wow.
When Papa was here, he's not in the best health the past few years, so people were coming up asking if they could go up to the car and take a picture with him and stuff. And I was like, I'm sorry, I wish everybody could take a picture with him, but he's just not feeling good enough. And then those people were over there. I was like, all right, new rule. If you named one of your kids Fox Hayes, you can take a picture. You can take a picture with Papa.
That is the criteria.
Here's the birth certificate.
That's awesome.
Oh, man.
But it's been incredible. We got so many friends that drove over. It's just awesome.
You staying out with everybody?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we
Love
were just
that.
saying. I think everybody with Mossy Oak and stuff, they're all
Yeah.
here and are going to be here. For the remainder of the time. Rob said he's in for the long haul, so.
Yeah, he was the last person remaining that left at NWTF. It was me, my brother Neil, and Jess Rayleigh. And Rob was going to run up to his room. He ended up just taking a nap for a couple hours, and then he felt so bad when he woke up. He was like, all right, when we do this in West Point, I'm not going to bed.
Right, yeah. No, can't.
There are people at NWTF, we were kind of walking around the whole time and talking, and because, it was NWTF, so it was a little different.
Right.
Like, people were coming in from the bar at midnight and stuff.
Exactly.
So I'm kind of thinking about getting a recliner or a hammock or something.
Yeah.
Like the people with the Enos hanging up between the posts looks
no
pretty
kidding.
tempting.
I said that earlier. Eno between those two posts right there would be perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is so cool.
Well, man, we appreciate everything you've done with with corralling this whole idea together and making this possible for everybody.
How does that feel from your point of view?
Yeah.
We've already talked about what we think about it. Tell us what you think about it.
It really is the coolest thing. From a product standpoint, the coolest thing of my whole life has been all of the past 5 years. Getting a turkey hunt with Pawpaw, period, has been unbelievable. And to be able to make a vest that kind of embodies all that Pawpaw's come to symbolize. It's from a work perspective with Mossy Oak, it's the coolest thing I'll ever do in my whole life. Me and Neil and Dad it was the last duck hunt of the year 2 years ago, and we were sitting there, and nothing was really flying anymore, and it was just like a light bulb came on. We always knew we were going to make a turkey vest for Pawpaw, but it just never crossed our minds to go ahead and make one now, because it's kind of like the only vest Mossy Oak's ever made like that was the Bob Dixon vest, and it was made after he passed away. So we just never had thought about it in the back of our minds. It was like, well, someday in the future we'll just make one when Pawpaw's done turkey hunting. But we were sitting there and we were like, we're idiots. What rule is there that says we can't go ahead and make Pawpaw's vest while he's still here to appreciate it and everybody's still around celebrating him and he's shooting turkeys? So we started working on it that day. We went into the office and had a meeting and got all of our ideas out there, and we were just praying he was still going to be shooting turkeys by the time the vest came out 2 years later, and he still is. He's killed a few more turkeys since then.
Yeah.
I forgot. I need to go put this up before it falls out. I got the shell from the turkey that he killed last year in my pocket.
Can I touch it?
He's got some magic in it. The Apex guys, since they're neighbors, they've been making shells for Pawpaw the past few years, and they put "The good that men do will live long after they're gone" on the shell.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You got number 76 for him on Wednesday morning?
I have. If it's this cold, he's not going to be. He's going to be.
That's a good point.
When it warms up, that actually the first time he's ever said this, when he was sitting in the car just then, and the wind started blowing. He said, "Dano, I might have to start hunting in the afternoon." Because he's so
him on the way back to the tree.
Yeah, I know. Because he's so he gets so cold so easy. Like if it's below 50 degrees when we first get out there, I mean, he's like might as well be 20. He's so cold. So yeah, we'll get him figured out. We got good weather, and the good Lord blesses him waking up on the right side of the bed one morning. That's all it's going to take.
Yeah,
that's right.
It was already last year, kind of feeling like it was going to take a miracle to get him one, and we got him one. So we made it again.
Tripp was saying earlier, he said, "I hope when I'm 93 years old, someone loves me enough to take me turkey hunting like Daniel Neal, Mr. Toxie."
Oh my gosh,
it's so cool to watch y'all do that.
I mean, I would give up my whole season for the mornings that we've gotten with him these past few years. They really are. There's the turkey that he killed last year. The coolest thing about it was every other hunt, basically the last couple of years, when it's pretty much you got to get him in a golf cart up to the. I mean, if Dad knows where turkeys are roosting, he thinks he knows what tree we're going to get on. He'll go in and like leaf blow leaves out of there in the middle of the day, like trying to, because you got to get a golf cart right up to the tree. Anyway, every morning it's pretty much like as soon as we realize we're not going to kill these turkeys, he's about shivering, and we got to get him back to my grandmother. And there were a couple hunts he'd been on last year, and it was like that every morning. It was like by the time it was ready for him to go, he wasn't smiling anymore. He was getting cold, and we had to get him. And when he killed that turkey last year, we sat on the tree for 2 hours after, just me, Neil, and my dad, and Pawpaw soaking it in. And it was like I didn't want the day to end. We finally got him back to my grandmother, and me and Neil went and got a 6-pack and a couple of cigars and went back to the tree and just sat there till like it was like middle of the hour. He killed that turkey before it was even light outside. Like sun wasn't even all the way up, and we were out there in the middle of the afternoon, like still wearing our hunting clothes and sitting there just like trying to make the day last as long as we could.
Gosh, that is awesome. We've attracted a little bit of a crowd here.
Yeah, I think this is a full-on
little peanut gallery
party. We're going to start charging for attendance.
Showtime tickets.
Yep.
I'm a bad guest. I should have brought some long-bearded lights over here.
Well, good news is we'll be here all night.
Yeah, hey, that's a good point. We
still got time.
We got some in a refrigerator somewhere.
Oh man,
I don't know that we can say thank you enough.
It's been cool to be a part of the process too. Helping design these pods and working on them, man. And there's a lot
just
of
to be
sweat
that
and effort
little
goes
back
into
corner.
Aaron
being part of it.
Aaron has glued up. I don't know how many
every
pods
one of
you
them
think he's glued up.
every one of them that's been made.
Yeah. He said 20,000.
Just to be able to be sitting back there in that little corner over there, just to be a part of it that much just means the world to us.
Absolutely,
I think I can speak for everybody on that.
Well, I mean, we were lucky. We had the hindsight of I was too young to really be in the loop, but we had the hindsight of if you could go back to 2007 and work on the Dixon vest again, what would you wish you would have done? And so luckily, you know, when you start thinking like that, that's one of the reasons we were able to do so many cool little things working with other friends and everyone was we kept thinking about it like that. And we're like, well, anybody who was friends with Bob back then had a piece of the vest somehow, whether, you know, they made a turkey call or whatever. So we're like, we got to make sure 15, 20 years from now, whenever we're looking back on how cool this project was, and it's such a big piece of, same with the Dixon. If that vest was never made, there's a whole bunch of people nowadays that would have never heard Bob Dixon's name.
Yeah, that's true.
And that'd be a shame because he had a legacy of being everyone in camp's best friend, being one of the best turkey hunters, and just one of the best guys around that everybody loved. And there will come a time where the same thing would be true of Pawpaw, where, you know, there's no reason 20 years from now that every 25-year-old would know his name. But if we've made a vest that'll stand the test of time like that everybody, you know, I mean, all the people that are here, that's what makes it cool. If it weren't for all the people that were here and cared so much about it, then it wouldn't be as special. But because of all that, I think we got something that for a long time people are going to be thinking about my granddad and learning about him that otherwise wouldn't know who he was, and that's pretty freaking special for all of us.
Yeah.
And to have Rolling Thunder burned into it, I mean, it's a piece of Mossy Oak history, and 20, 30 years from now, that's always going to be a part of it is what call makers were involved with making stuff and the shells that are a part of it and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, like I said, infinite amount of gratitude to everybody at Mossy Oak from Rolling Thunder. So
Rolling Thunder, y'all are our boys, so there was no doubt about it.
Something we won't forget ever. Yeah, we'll always remember making those pot calls. That's for sure.
Turkey hunting history.
Heck yeah.
Boy, we do got a little crowd gathering around us now.
Rob back there doing interviews.
Oh boy,
got the microphone out.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Gertron? He needs to be filming.
Gherkinator. He's been filming this whole time.
Okay. I'm just trying to stay on top of you.
Yeah, Spence is beat bopping around
He's
in
MIA.
Harrisville with pizza.
There's pizza.
Hot and ready.
There he is.
Hot and ready. There he is. Hey. The most popular man in West Point right
there. My brother Neil
man.
He bought every pizza in West Point, which
Like
was only 30
heaven.
pizzas. But it's not the biggest town.
You want a piece?
He bought all 30 pizzas in town.
Help yourself.
Best night Little Caesars has had in a long time.
Yeah.
I bought it myself.
That's going to be the best pizza of your life right there.
You want a piece?
No,
I'm not paying $5 for a cup of hot chocolate, Weston.
How much is it?
He said, a minute ago, he said $4 plus tax.
$8?
plus tax.
$8?
Might as well.
Golly.
Is it hot?
And ready.
Is that money going to Tripp's pocket, or are we going to put it in the Turkey Conservation Fund?
It go in the gamekeeper grant, for sure.
There we go.
Yeah.
Tell Tripp needs to tell people we're pouring one for the Polts, and that'll be if you're over 21, you get the long beer light. If you're under, we'll come up with a catchy name for the hot chocolate blend.
What is that thing?
Oh, Dave.
That's a Jack Hawk 9000?
Oh, Daniel Boone over there. Jack Hawk 9000. Somebody chewing in the microphone.
It's you.
That's me.
Is it me?
All day. I'm a nose breather, mouth breather,
And a mouth chewer.
I got a mullet that's greasy. Yeah.
Hey, Booger Man don't care.
No.
I'm glad. At the time, it started to seem like a bad idea to work on the Fox Vest and relaunch Companions on the same day. We had a whole bunch of sunrise to bedtime nights leading up to that, but after everything with the people waiting in line all night for the vest at NWTF, and then today, which is just one of the craziest days in Mossy Oak's history, but it ended up being perfect timing coming back out with Companions because it's an old friends being the tagline.
Exactly. And I will say this. I can speak for 4 people sitting in this circle right now. With the temperature dropping off,
yeah,
there was at least 4 sweatshirts bought to stay warm.
Absolutely.
From the Companions line.
Heck yeah.
Y'all did such a great job with the Companions too. It's not just like the cool factors there, like the Companions, like that's awesome. But dude, the clothes are so
the
high
quality.
Like, I love it.
Yeah, not kinda. I do.
Yeah,
it's awesome, man.
Heck yeah.
The quality of that stuff is it's
unreal.
Yeah.
Well, we've been wanting to bring it back for a decade when the right time came along, and I've been wearing it since I was old enough to fit into my dad's old shirts and steal stuff from Pawpaw. And my hat was getting a little too greasy. It was about time. I was like, all right, Dad.
Hang it up.
I only had 2 companions hats, and you couldn't find the rest of them. So I was like, hey, by the time this hat wears out, we better be selling this to the public.
That's right.
And, yeah, I mean, this is one of the greatest springs of all time, and turkey season hadn't even started for us yet. I know some of y'all been in Florida, Hawaii, or wherever, but
some of y'all nothing. Trip Halford.
I think Gertron and Tripp and Weston about the only ones sitting right here.
Dawson was down
Dawson
there
was
with
there.
him. Yeah. But they was shooting cameras, not guns.
What'd you do to it?
The 15th's coming up pretty quick, though, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and guess who didn't get drawn? Out of the last 2 years Mississippi's done a non-resident draw, the only person that I know of that didn't get drawn is me.
Ooh, that's tough.
Sucks to be an Oocher.
I guess.
I wish we knew somebody in Mississippi that had excess turkeys.
If only we could.
We barely have the exact right amount. We don't have any extras.
Sorry about your luck.
We really don't. Dad is intense about turkey season. I mean, we'll bring some friends in to hunt during duck season, and we'll take some people deer hunting, but I don't think anybody we're not related to has killed a turkey at our place in like 15 years.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I mean, we really there's some people that don't know how it is around here that think we got a turkey farm, but we don't have a crazy amount of turkeys. They're
got to work for them like everybody else.
Yeah. We hunt a lot in Alabama, right on the other side of the line, and for whatever reason, it's only an hour away, but the turkey habitat over there is perfect.
What's different about it? Even being that close.
I don't know. I mean, we got something about the bottom that we're in Mississippi. I mean, we got this kind of janky creek that it'll flood 1,000 acres when it rains too much, and I don't know. It's just
doesn't fall out fast
the
enough.
Hills roll a little more, and there's a little more brood habitat over there. Just I don't know.
That's crazy that just an hour away from here. It's just that.
Yeah, it changes. It starts to change a lot between here and west to north central Alabama.
Speaking of turkeys in Mississippi, I talked about it on the podcast a little bit the other day, but for folks that haven't heard, kind of tell the story about what your granddad did and why there's even turkeys in Mississippi.
Well, yeah, that especially now that this vest is out, I feel like that has such a cool, full circle moment. But my granddad is from Mobile, Alabama, and there's an old hunting club, one of the oldest turkey hunting clubs in Alabama, probably the oldest, Choctaw Bluff, because they were in an area in southwest Alabama that, in the period where turkeys were pretty much gone from every single state, they never lost turkeys, and they never went through a period where they didn't have a bunch. It's just like the most, I don't know, it's like turkey heaven down there. They were gone everywhere, and they still had them. So Papa never went through a period in his life where he wasn't living somewhere where they didn't have turkeys or he could hunt them. And then when he was in Mississippi, we didn't have turkeys in West Point when he graduated college, but he was always driving down to Choctaw Bluff during turkey season. And then sometime in the 70s, he decided it was about time to, if nobody else was going to do it, he couldn't wait around on anybody else to relocate turkeys up here. He had to do it himself. So he went and met with some guys and brought some hens up here that had already been bred in early spring, and he put them out just probably 10 minutes from where we're sitting right here. And he had the local game wardens and the government promised that if he went through the trouble of trying to repopulate the turkeys and bringing them out there, that they wouldn't let anybody hunt them early and they would keep the turkeys safe. But the problem was that he had put them out in a spot, Highway 50 runs right out to our camp out here, and it's a pretty popular road. A lot of people driving in and out of town. So the turkeys were a little too close to Highway 50, so people would call them Mr. Fox's turkeys, and every time they saw him in town, they'd be like, Mr. Fox, saw your turkeys out there off 50. So they were a little too close and too visible. So people started to think after 2 years that, Fox is he's being stingy. He never wants to hunt yet, but there's turkeys everywhere. Why won't you let us hunt them? So some, back then there weren't, I don't know, communication was a little different. So somebody went behind Papa's back and had convinced them to agree to move the season up a couple years, and that would have wiped him out. So Papa freaked out, and he got in his crappy old car and burned the road down to Jackson, Mississippi to the Capitol when they had some meeting going on down there, and he was talking to the biologist and one of the state senators or whoever it was, and was pleading his case. They were like, this little redneck in West Point, we got bigger issues than Clay County's turkeys. And he was like begging him, so he was like, all right, I'm gonna give you a few minutes to get up there and plead your case. And Papa got up there, and they all agreed to honor the original agreement of what the season was. And the guy said, all right, time to get your ass back to West Point, you old peckerhead. I got you what you asked for. So they honored the original amount of years they were going to make people wait for Pawpaw, and the turkey population boomed, and it never slowed down since then. No. So now that's the cool thing. Anybody who hunts turkeys in a little bit of extended area out there, you can trace those turkeys back to Pawpaw. So especially now that this vest is out there, if you got a fox vest, I probably shouldn't say that. That's like blowing up the spot, inviting people.
All private. Yeah. It is all private. There's no WMAs.
We may have just to cut that out a little bit.
Yeah, we'll bleep
throw
that
a
out.
little bleep in there.
Yeah, we'll know if you just like distant gobbles over it.
Yeah, off the record, if you kill a turkey fox vest, that's pretty cool, full circle. But we'll cut that out of the podcast. We're gonna have people poaching all over.
Did we say we meant Birmingham? Birmingham, Alabama. Got all the turkeys. That's where it's at. Atlanta, Georgia.
I just think it's so cool because, my family's all from Mississippi, and I grew up in a turkey hunting family. That's what we did. We didn't duck hunt early on in the year. We turkey hunted, and so seeing what he did for the turkey population of Mississippi, and just how that kind of spread all over and encouraged other people, to fall in love with the wild turkey and take care of them. That's affected, my life and Squint's your life and Riley's life and Drake's and. It's cool what one guy did, all those years ago. Has affected so many people. It's humbling and it's awesome.
Well, I found out about 2 weeks ago that my fiance's uncle has 3,400 acres of family land in Carlton.
Well,
which is a hop, skip, and a jump away from Choctaw Bluff. And I was
so cool.
I was like, why are you holding this out on me, dog? Why am I just now finding this out? So I may have to make a trip deep south in lower Alabama this spring.
Yeah, I think you should do that.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, it's incredible because Pawpaw, he just kind of lived his life the way he's lived it and done his thing. He's such a humble guy, and really all he cares about is leaving things better than he found it, and kind of inspiring others to do the same. And a lot of people think that Pawpaw started Mossy Oak. They think it's older. It's like gotten to the point now that it's old enough that people think it's been around for 100 years, even though it's just been around since the 80s. But everything that Pawpaw stands for is it's a part of Dad, and it's woven into the fabric of Mossy Oak. So even though the Mossy Oak itself started with Dad, everything that we stand for, if it weren't for Pawpaw and him and Dad's relationship, and my grandmother too, because she's obsessed with the outdoors, even though she doesn't hunt, she's all about just leaving the land better than she found it, and planting wildflowers and watching the burns on the property and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's awesome because, Pawpaw's just doing his own thing. Dad's the one that got Mossy Oak started, but the two of them together and all the things they care about have, created this community of gamekeepers all around the country that, just like the Rolling Thunder crew, it's a bunch of guys cut from the same cloth that, same thing with, kind of one of Pawpaw's big things has always been, it doesn't matter if you're, what amount of land you're hunting on or what you got yourself. If you're only thinking about yourself, not everybody's got a platform to inspire others to do that, but, the cool thing about gamekeepers in Mossy Oak is that, the magazine's been in circulation for 12 years, the podcast, the show, and everything that Gamekeepers is about. It's like there's thousands of people that feel like they're like part of a club now because it's a bunch of people that care about the same stuff, and that's when you start to make a difference, because then you're going from one or two people to thousands of people that are all getting on board.
Yeah.
Maybe they're burning on their property for the first time, or whatever. Thinking
what
a little more.
What did Spence say a couple podcasts ago? What did he say? He said when your customers feel like they're as a part of the brand as you are, then you're doing something right.
Absolutely.
I mean, hell, that's the whole reason why we're sitting here at the Mossy Oak store at 8:30 p.m. on a Friday night.
And the crazy thing is, I think it's so cool that, all the Mossy Oak guys, which, it's an honor, Daniel's on our podcast right now. That's crazy. But it's so cool how when y'all are walking down this line and everything, and y'all are saying hey to everybody, and everybody feels like you're
like they've
friend.
known you for your whole life. Yeah.
And
instant old friends.
Yeah. It's just, I'm blown away by that. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, I tell everybody whenever they're like talking about how cool Mossy Oak is and what me and my brother get to do and everything, and I'm like, I'm exactly the same as everybody else that's on this podcast right now, except that my dad had a really cool idea a long time ago. So I get to work for Mossy Oak, and me and Neil got a bunch of responsibility to try to, carry it on the same way Pawpaw and Dad have always carried themselves for a long time. One of the biggest parts of that was they always had the greatest group of friends that I could ever imagine, and that's a huge reason that me and Neil are as lucky as we are, because we got a bunch of damn good friends that are sitting around right now and all over the world of turkey hunting that make all this as fun as it is.
We are doing a hell of a job. And it's
yeah,
it's
y'all
fun
doing
to
all
watch,
right.
y'all. This spring's been unreal. Look forward to what's to come, man.
I'm looking forward to put some blood on that vest.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
There are people, that say they're going to hang them up and leave them sitting there, and I'm not going to make anybody feel bad for doing that. But when I went to Billy Bice's call shop when he was making the trumpets that were signed to Papa, and when he gave us those calls, he said, "You can get blood on it, but you better not get dust on it."
That's sick.
So anybody that's thinking about maybe hanging that vest up, I'd say the same thing. You can get blood on it, but
that's right.
Don't get dust on it.
That's cool.
That's correct.
How much blood? You said you plan on hunting with this vest for Ever, yeah. I've heard some people say I'm going to shoot one and hang it up. I've heard people say it's going straight into the closet. But Drake said this morning, he said, hell, I'm going to die in that vest.
I'm going to deer hunt in it, turkey hunt in it. Got to do a lot of public ground, rifle hunting back in Arkansas, so.
Not turkey rifle. No, he's not turkey hunting with a rifle.
Deer hunting. Yeah, and a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah.
Moving around, sitting a long time,
Yeah.
You just creep through the woods.
Oh, Mohican sneaking.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Just for clarification, he is not turkey hunting with the rifle.
Only
he is talking about deer.
22 Magnums.
Cue ball over here. Look at it.
Here, I'm going to give Cue Ball the mic. I'm finna go take a leak.
Somebody's got to take mine too. Austin or whoever wants it. My sister triple called me and said, call me. So
I got to go make a phone call too. Who wants? Jason, Tripp, give yours to Austin. I'll give mine to Jason. Oh,
I just got the mic.
No.
I just
Cue-ball's
talked to
got
myself.
one. Don't rub no skin cells on that headset now.
Hey, it's clean.
Huh?
You can't catch ball in this, can you?
It's not contagious, is it?
Hey, anybody still listening to this? Because I got to sign off. This is Daniel Hayes, and if I ever see you, you got a long beard light on the house on me.
Damn, brother.
Here, I'll wear all of them.
Keelan, take it.
Obviously, the crowd has changed that's talking on the podcast, but all of us that are on here still are pretty close. The A-team is what they call us. Pretty close to the Hayes family and pretty close with Mossy Oak and everything that's going on here, and pretty close with each other right now, trying to get wires untangled, straddling Dawson. Man, it's pretty cool. You get to see your friends succeed in whatever they do, whether it be work, school, when you're young, or ball when you're young, or anything like that. When you're watching your brothers and your friends and your family succeed, it gets you pretty stoked. So to watch this project come to life, and from the idea and watching Neil and Daniel be so passionate about it, a project that they can be passionate about, their family and their leaving their legacy and getting to carry on their grandfather's name it's been pretty awesome. And I'm super stoked for them, and it's just really cool, and makes you proud to be their friend and proud to know them. Thank y'all for listening to the Rolling Thunder podcast. Here to take us out with a good tune of his own original, the big man from Bama, Let 'em Rain. You're from Bama, right?
That's right.
Gosh. Hey, how about that football game this year? Tennessee Vols, boy. Come on
1
with
out of
it.
17 ain't bad.
Well, yeah. Well,
Was you even born the last time Tennessee beat Alabama? I know you wasn't old enough to remember it.
Well, I was 12 years old.
What's old saying? Sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while.
Hey, my ass smells like a dog's ass, so I'll take it.
Roll Tide!
No, go Vols. We're getting delirious over here. It's about midnight, 1 a.m. We're sitting here for a while. Don't even know what that is. A little whiskey. Anyways, good to see you. Tip your bartender. And thank you, brother. Yeah, that's a stout.
Pull the dip out yet?
Oh, that's good whiskey. Take a sip. Yeah, he does. Take a sip, Dawson. Hey, that'll put hair back on your head.
It's good to chase it with hot chocolate.
Well, thank y'all for listening. You want to end this thing? Oh, we're still going. We're still going, everybody.
Joe Rogan ain't got nothing on us, dog. Oh, man. Terrence, come on. The king of Pickens County himself. Somebody give Terrence a microphone. Spence, jump in. Come on. A year? We can't get you till 2024.
Well, guess what? Guess
that?
who we got with us now?
Oh, T-Dub himself.
What's going on, buddy?
What you know about it?
Well, just glad to be here and being a part of all this, man. This is something special right here.
Heck yeah. Did you grow up in Tuscaloosa, T?
In Pickens County, less than an hour drive from here.
Yeah. So, I mean, you grew up in the heart of this bottomland, Mossy Oak. So.
Man, I did. And when I was a kid, the original store there on Main Street, before deer season and before turkey season, Dad would take us over on a Saturday, and that's where we get our clothes. And upstairs on that second floor in the original, and what's the video editing office now, that they had the seconds. I don't think I ever had any new Mossy Oak stuff. Dad would always make me get the stuff out of the seconds box that had
clearance rack.
Either too many buttons or not enough buttons or something wasn't sewed just right. So
one arm hangs down to your knee, the other one's like a short sleeve.
Pants with one leg.
But man, I remember you could go in there as a kid and you'd see Mr. Toxie and Mr. Fox and the whole family were. You never knew who you were going to see in there that day, as long as it wasn't hunting season. That they'd be there, being a part of it. And I always thought that was special every year. But before every season, to ride over and get some new camouflage for the year.
That's awesome.
So to get to come over here and see this now, it's
cool, isn't it?
Man, just to see how many people love this and are a part of it. It's insane. I love it.
I mean, there's people here that aren't even here to get a vest. They just want to come hang out.
Yeah, see everybody.
Well, man, it was early this morning before I was able to ride over. I was stuck at work and already hearing about the people that were here. And I was like, man, I'd much rather be over there hanging out and just being a part of it and seeing what it was all about. Because I think this is something we'll all be talking about for a long time. It's a special event.
Yeah, I was there that night. Everybody camped out for the Fox Fest.
Yep.
People be talking about that here a couple of years.
Right.
That's gonna be pretty cool.
You know, we were lucky enough to see it up in Nashville too a few weeks ago, and those guys.
That was wild.
I think we were all too wore out from working that booth to go get in that line with them, but it was cool to see those guys that were willing to wait up there too.
No kidding.
We got another one roll over.
The man.
Jason a microphone.
Hart needs a microphone.
What's going on, buddy?
Get
your mic on and get in here. What's up, buddy?
Howdy, gents. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Hart.
The closer is in the building.
It is good to be back on the Rolling Thunder podcast.
Wow. In the words of Jason Hart, you build mammoth brands after dark, old man. Oh, boy. I've never forgotten that.
I don't recall ever saying that, but I certainly appreciate it. You can quote me on that.
It was good advice at an MBS convention because he said you got to go out and enjoy visiting with folks and build relationships. So that's good advice. That's how you do it.
Well, I tell you what, I remember when Rolling Thunder was getting its start coming to some of the buying group shows. I said, Spence, you're going to have to go out and hang out with your customers. Business gets done after hours, and sometimes, you may have to sacrifice your liver in the name of business development.
The next trade show, he sent me a picture about a week before, and he said, oh, boy, you need to get on these liver supplements. He said, liver health is important.
Well, that's the reason I'm 45 and still kicking right now. So, man, it's awesome to be here. Can y'all believe what's going on out here?
What about it?
No, can't believe it.
Man,
Holy smokes.
There's nothing. All right, I've made every dime of my life in the hunting and fishing industry since I got out of college, so 23 years doing that. First off, nothing like this has ever happened in the hunting or fishing industry, much less the turkey hunting industry.
Yeah.
And I followed the industry since I was 10 years old. Nothing, to my knowledge, nothing like this has ever happened.
Yeah.
And the only way I can describe it is we've got a coworker from California. She's like, this is like a Nike Air Jordan drop in L.A. or New York City, but it's in West Point, Mississippi with a bunch of dudes wearing vintage camouflage.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
How about Mr. Fox pulling up this afternoon? I don't know if y'all have already covered this, but that was so cool. He pulled up and just kind of got to see all the,
so special,
I don't know what you call it, the fanfare, I guess.
Yeah.
And,
so I've been fortunate on this special day to get to spend a lot of time with Toxie and have some really good conversations. And I said, man, how's your dad doing? He said, you know what, this is giving him a lot of energy. So it's just so special that he's getting to see this and see how many people are honoring his legacy and ultimately honoring the legacy and the traditions of turkey hunting, whether it's you call it a sport or an art, or, I mean, you can really say it's a family looking at this. I mean, it's incredible how many people that I had no idea that I was going to know so many people here.
I know it.
And, I mean, there's people that I've met from so many walks of life, friends that I grew up with, my family in my hometown are here. A guy I played high school football with, people I went to college with, people I've met in the industry, people I've met in turkey hunting camps, people I've met randomly, through the crazy thing called the internet. It's just this is a really special event and a really special time.
It's such a wide variety of ages too. I love that. I mean, it's not just a bunch of college kids. It's a bunch of guys that are self-employed business owners and took vacation days.
Man, there's a buddy of mine that's a surgeon that literally told his business partner, sorry, I'm not cutting on anybody today. I got to go buy a turkey vest in Mississippi. Drove from South Georgia this morning. I mean, there's gentlemen in their 80s that were friends of Bob Dixon that just showed up today to show their support. They weren't going to wait all night. And then there's, some co-eds from Mississippi State waiting in line. And sorry if I noticed that. I mean, y'all know where I'm going with that statement. We'll keep this podcast PG-13.
There you go.
Terrence, how you been, buddy?
Well, I thought I wasn't going to get to see you again after Nashville until the next time we came around for a hunting expo. But
man, here we are, dude. It's so good to see you, man.
You too. I had the pleasure of talking to you on the phone last weekend in turkey camp.
Yeah, man. We had a big time down in Florida last week. So down at old buddy Mike Tussey's Osceola Outdoors. And
y'all might have rubbed it in that y'all watched a bunch of them die that day when I talked to y'all on the phone. But
South Florida's a special place, and
that's right.
Your buddy Michael Strong got to see some down there, and it was a special time. So
that's great. Now a week later, we're all getting to hang out here. And
I know. It's now we get to start turkey hunting a little bit.
That's right.
This needs to be this is a pretty solid between NWTF and everything turkey start.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
This needs to be an annual event.
Yeah, I know. This is
without sleeping outside.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, being a Mossy Oak employee, being a part of this is certainly special. But I tell you what, it's been a lot of work, and
no kidding.
It'll be sad when it's over. But I'll be looking forward for it to come to an end because
I asked Maggie and Amber today. I said, "What are y'all going to do when you don't have a conference call every single day?" We might actually do our job again.
We get back to work.
It's been all hands on deck, and honestly, y'all have done a great job. It's obvious that there's been a lot of planning. The community supported it. I mean, you got the sheriff's department's been here directing traffic, and this is not just you don't just dream this up overnight.
No, this has been, in particular, Mossy Oak's marketing team has spent an awful lot of time, and we learned a lot at NWTF. Nothing like this has ever happened, so we didn't know what to expect. And truthfully, I've after a lot of the announcements have taken place, I've been made aware of what's going on. I was not a part of a lot of the planning, but people like Neil and Daniel Hayes were a part of all of it, and Jess Rayleigh and our CFO and COO Asif were really behind it, and Mr. Bill and his connections within the community. So it's really cool. I don't know how many people are out here between volunteers and right now, I don't know, maybe 1,500 people right now. I don't know for sure.
It's got to be. I would guess the line to be somewhere in the
I've heard 800 is what I'm saying. Yeah, right now. And what time is it? It's 8:30 p.m.
8:52.
There's a lot of family and stuff that are obviously going home. Shoot, Toxie's whole family and grandkids, everybody's here. I can see them all.
Oh, yeah. No, it's really cool. And Toxie's walking around and just thanking folks. And I highly doubt either one of the Hayes boys are going to get any sleep because they've just been living on
Daniel was
pure
on here a minute
adrenaline.
ago, and he admitted that he is not going to bed tonight.
No, I highly doubt it. I watched those boys work at NWTF, and they were so supercharged.
That's what's cool. So much ownership at so many different levels,
really
with so many different departments. And
Absolutely.
I mean, every Mossy Oak employee that I've interacted with, they feel like this is their event. You know.
Yeah, that's really cool. And the Hayes family, and so many folks stepped up on leadership side here. So I've had the very cool job of walking around and helping out with the lines and just getting to talk to people and getting to meet people. And it's really cool at the front. I didn't realize that we had one of these going on, but right at the entrance of at the front of the Mossy Oak store is a map of the United States with little push pins on where people are from.
Oh, cool.
It's crazy. There's
I
folks
didn't know
from
that.
Wyoming. I mean, California.
Wow.
Obviously, pretty much every state east of the Mississippi.
Yeah.
A lot of people from Texas. I mean, it's crazy.
We talked to a guy from Massachusetts today.
Yeah.
A couple from
a couple Canadas.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
We did hear Canada. I heard of Wisconsin and a Minnesota. I mean, and then a Kentucky. I've seen a
Pennsylvania. Got friends from northern Pennsylvania on New York line. New York, Virginia, West Virginia. Obviously, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia,
Arkansas.
Florida, Arkansas,
Ohio.
Yeah.
Let's just go around a circle here.
No, that's really cool. I mean, there's Missouri, Indiana, ton of folks. Speaking of Jess Rayleigh, there he is right there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Man of the hour.
But yeah,
Jess
we have developed quite the peanut gallery around.
Jess has got about 4 remote. What do they call walkie-talkies? He's got kids with walkie-talkies running all over the
Trip Halford
place.
just charged Trip Hodges $4 for a cup
Good.
of hot chocolate.
Good. He deserve it.
If he stuck to what he said earlier, he said he was going to put tax on it. Too.
It was payday today, so
There you go.
Trip Hodges will be all right.
There you go.
Oh, man.
Awesome.
All right.
This is just unreal.
I got to take the headsets off. There's too many people around here I want to go talk
to.
Man, I'm so glad to be here and be a part of it, man. This is
Absolutely,
great.
guys. I appreciate you having me as well. So
Heck yeah.
this is cool. This has been very cool. So the other times I feel like I've been in hunting camps and back bedrooms on the Rolling Thunder podcast, but this feels more like the ones I've listened to.
That's
Shout
right.
out to my buddy Michael Boozer and Scott Rhodes that are usually several drinks deep when I listen to them on
exactly
the
right.
Rolling Thunder podcast. They do a fantastic job. Unfortunately, I'm not up to their normal level of beverages, but
You're a lot more entertaining sober than they are, Hart.
Well, thank you very much.
You've got a great personality and a greater personality.
I'll take that as a compliment.
So we'll do part 2 in 3 or 4 more hours.
Yeah, we'll check
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, we'll do another podcast tomorrow night when I'm off the clock, and then we'll have some real fun.
That's right.
Build a Mammoth brand while we're at it.
Gentlemen, I certainly appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for joining us.
You just want to sign it off?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, we've been. It's an hour 15.
I'm going to
right
sign
now.
off whether you are or not.
I mean,
so.
I don't know. There's not really anybody that
Hey,
want to check in.
I mean, Josh says he's got to take a
no,
leak.
I've got to pee. Pop-Tart's coming on.
Oh, man. All right.
Let's see if Neil's around.
You know, Pop-Tart is probably one of the few people on this piece of real estate that has killed 2 turkeys legally at this point in the season. I mean,
back-to-back days. I
is it okay to say that on the podcast? I mean,
no, there was one day between.
There was
one day between.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 for 3 is still Hall of Fame material. I mean,
that's pretty good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm 1 for 1, but I mean,
you didn't pull the trigger. It don't count. You didn't pull the trigger.
It definitely does not count. You're right.
Hey, if those counted, man, it would.
Oh,
you could
no
really
doubt.
stack some numbers up
Oh,
quick.
yeah. I
No
told
doubt.
Spence on the drive down here, we saw a flock of turkeys north of Tupelo, and I looked at him and said, I'm in dire need of seeing one get shot in the face bad. I need to see one die real bad.
There's a feeling, when you get into the situation that you've been absent from for 10 months. And when we got to Florida, we arrived at 2 or 3 o'clock. Immediately, in clothes, vest on, in the woods, and get to a big, pretty shady oak flat. It was 94 degrees,
At daylight?
No, 3 o'clock.
I was fixing to say,
3 or 4
after
o'clock. And I'm thinking, not going to hear anything. Just over the years, you get certain spots, so you're like, there's probably turkey be here. First call in Florida, turkey answers. 7 minutes. That's all it took, you know.
Kevin Taylor, ladies and gentlemen.
That's not fair.
That feeling that you have been absent from for 10 months is just, and you relive it that fast, and you're like, this is what we do it for.
Yeah.
You know,
This is why I came back.
It's special. It's special.
I need it.
Where are you going from here?
I would love to go to Mississippi, but unfortunately,
You didn't get drawn?
I did not get drawn.
I didn't either.
That makes. Oh, you didn't get drawn? Oh, that makes 3 of us then. We're the only 3 people that I know of that didn't get drawn.
There's a group of 8 of us that put in that we have been hunting Mississippi for 20 years.
None of us got drawn either.
4 of the 8 of us didn't get drawn.
Oh wow!
And two of the other 4 guys that did get drawn did not get drawn last year.
Yeah. Oh well, I guess we'll have to.
There's always next year. We'll wait till the 29th like everybody else.
Yep. But I'm definitely looking forward to that South Carolina trip. LCTI.
Yeah. This will be your first one.
Be the first one.
Invitational's pretty fun, for sure. Who's your partner?
Kari.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
How'd you pull that off?
I'll give you one guess. Tidmore.
That's fantastic. Where are y'all going to hunt? Do you know?
We don't have anywhere to hunt.
Oh, we can take care of that.
We'll figure it out.
That's easy.
I mean, worst case,
That's
Carter.
easy.
Carter's going to
That's
give us some
easy.
public.
You're not
some
going to
public
public.
spots.
No, I got a few tricks in the bag up in that area. Don't want to say his name, but there's plenty of stuff to hunt. That's fantastic. I'm so glad the 2 of y'all are going to experience that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast.
Yeah.
When is that?
It's basically the 4 or 5 days before Easter. It's like the 4th through the 7th or something like that. 5th, 6th, 7th.
Yeah, I think dinner's on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday night and hunt Thursday morning.
Mm-hmm. So, fantastic.
What about this deal? This is insane.
It really is crazy.
I think everybody that's gotten on the microphone, the first thing they
It
said,
keeps
like,
settling in.
wild.
Like the first time I spent an all-nighter with Rob was I took him to, I think it was his first opening day, and we slept at Barnes Slough, and just to be third in line, you know, and I was like, this is a terrible idea. This does not feel like a terrible idea.
No, this is great. This is so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. This is one of those things you'll remember for a long time.
It'd be like if NWTF, if they made all the vendors stay in the exhibit hall the whole weekend. That's what.
Boy, that would be ugly. Actually, I don't know. That might keep a lot of people out of trouble.
Yeah, that is probably the truth. Keep a lot of people out of trouble.
What about you, Terrence?
What's that?
I think he was just asking you when you gonna start hunting.
Well,
Alabama's backed up. What, a week?
Next weekend's youth weekend, 18th and 19th. Like you guys, I didn't get drawn for Mississippi either, so barring one of my buddies invites me to bring Tristan over this coming week to chase one before regular season starts, it'll probably be next Saturday there at home. We're watching our turkeys around the house just to take inventory, see what we got, and see how they're acting. I wish we were hunting them in the morning. They're raring to go right now.
Yeah,
I said the
tomorrow
same thing
morning
when we
would be a
drive down.
Beautiful morning.
That front broke early this morning. They had all day. They're gonna be lighting it up tomorrow morning
for sure. Our turkeys at home, surprisingly, are absolutely still flocked up. I mean, they're definitely gobbling and strutting and doing all
and
that.
Mixed
but we're
flocks,
yeah,
but still in big groups.
But still seeing huge groups of turkeys at home.
Yeah, ours are too. The neighborhood birds have gotten, they're not broke up, but
they're beginning to.
One gobbler's already satellited off. There's a group we watch, all of us driving to the office every day, and just in the last week or two, one of them has satellited off, and
There's one Jake
that
strutting
started
Jake
strutting with the other longbeards.
He's gonna get run off. They've already started exhibiting rambunctious activities, for sure. Drake and I have gone and listened a few times before work, and we've heard quite a few birds gobbling down West Tennessee too.
It's here.
It's here.
It's here.
It's the most wonderful time of year, right, Spence?
Oh, man. I'm not touching that when I heard that the other day.
Oh, man.
I know better than that. But, yeah, it seems like the last 4 or 5 years, they've still been grouped up, all the gobblers together and the hens. But the last 2 weeks, watching the cameras and going out and scouting in the mornings, they're still, you know, got 2 or 3 gobblers and then 8 or 10 hens. They're already getting into those groups, and I think everything's 2 or 3 weeks early this year.
Definitely.
We got, when we were driving down, got past Tupelo, it got green.
Yeah.
Like green, like mid-April green. I was like, oh, goodness me.
Yeah.
It's going to come in early this year.
That just means they'll be ready to go on opening day.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, Tennessee got pushed back 2 weeks, so we're going to be a little bit late, but, you know.
Man,
it ain't going to make a difference, but.
No.
Not that big of a difference. It may make a little bit of a difference, maybe.
You know what? I think the whole Tennessee-Alabama deal also has a big impact on everybody not getting drawn from Mississippi.
I do, too.
100%.
I talked to a guy that manages some WMAs in Mississippi, and as far as land management.
Right.
And he said that there was a 37%, what he was reported, there was 37% increase in applications.
Wow.
Now that
it's
you
a little,
mention that,
you know, I think that it's probably, I don't enjoy having to wait that long to hunt. It's probably good for the turkeys. I mean, it's hard to, whether it is or not, it's awful hard to argue against it.
Yeah.
You know,
that's what I just keep telling myself.
But it's so surprising to me that Mississippi still opens March 15th, because it seems like on paper that, I mean, guys like us, that would just put more pressure on Mississippi. I mean, it would, you know, because the public land, I mean, we'll still have 2 weeks to hunt in North Mississippi without being drawn, you know, before Tennessee comes in. And,
whereas last year it had been 1 week.
We would quit. You know, you like once Tennessee opens, we all kind of go home.
Yep.
And with, you know, with everybody, I feel like if all those states kind of, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, if they all kind of started about the same time, it would sort of ease the pressure on everybody, spread everybody out a little bit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because you know how Mississippi is. As soon as Tennessee and Alabama open, it, you know, it's always
a lot.
it alleviates a lot of that pressure.
Yeah.
And you got Georgia backed up that far too. I mean, it's nothing to drive from, you know, the west side of Georgia into Mississippi or vice
Another
versa.
thing about Alabama is not only did their season get pushed back a week, all the public land opens up a week after the regular season
right.
too. That started last year, wasn't it? Didn't they start that
last year?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, and I mean, I live 30 miles from the Mississippi line, so when Alabama and Mississippi came in on the same day, I just hunted around home until I killed a few turkeys around there the first few weeks, and then I would go to Mississippi.
Yeah.
But now I'm like everybody else. I want to come to Mississippi and hunt until it comes in at home.
Zone, yeah.
But yeah, I didn't get drawn this year either. But
just like Spence said, it's better for the turkeys.
That's
better
right.
for the turkeys.
I guess so.
We keep saying
we hope
that,
it's
but
better for the turkeys.
When does Mississippi follow suit?
I know it.
You know, that they also experience, you know, reduction in population reportedly, but they have not followed suit yet. And I honestly feel like Arkansas was at the forefront of backing those seasons up.
I agree.
Surrounded by Kentucky and Missouri, you know, I mean, they definitely had a lot of pressure from those surrounding states to kind of shorten it up and move it back. I mean, and, you know, to that point, the other thing about Mississippi and Alabama I've always been surprised about is that,
Stuttgart, Arkansas.
Gordo, Alabama.
Somerville, Tennessee.
Somerville, Tennessee.
We're just kind of photobombing the Rolling Thunder podcast.
For those of you listening, there are about 100 different things going on right now.
Mayhem.
There's at least 4 different podcasts going on.
About 100 cameras.
There's a gazillion cameras. Dawson Leak is documenting with a VHS camera something that Rob Kinney is. He looks like he's got the microphone from Price is Right.
Bob Barker over there.
Yeah. Make sure you spay and neuter your kids. I mean, your dogs and cats. Oh, gosh. No, but what I was going to say is, you know, Mississippi and Alabama are so far north and south. Like, I've always been surprised that there wasn't like a north zone and a south zone because, I mean, South Mississippi, I mean, you know, as well as I do, guys, that, like, if nothing's greened up in the north part of the state, I mean, they'll just go hunt the public stuff in the south and kind of – so it's like all the pressure's in the south and then all the pressure's in the north, and it's not evenly spread out. And I don't know. it's hard to understand how some of these states make these decisions. I guess I'm glad I don't have to make all of them. But
I'm just glad we're getting to hunt them.
Yeah, I mean, we could all argue with all the biologists, all we want to. We fight the same thing in Arkansas. Our club is so far southeast in the river bottoms that our turkeys and the foliage
it's a different region
it's a completely different. Like, we got yellow tops that are chest high
when it
opening
opens.
Day, and then you got parts of the Ozarks that don't have a green bud on them anywhere. Like,
right.
We struggle with foliage. You see it in your river bottom.
Oh yeah,
same.
Yeah. By the first week of May, by May the 10th, I mean you can't bear to be down there. So
get carried off by
that's
mosquitoes.
That's what the backed up season. That's the real bummer for us. Is it's like it's not that you need to hunt a long, long time, but dang, it makes the effective length of the season about 2 weeks.
That's right.
And you get one good thunderstorm comes through and sets up shop for 3 or 4 days, and then it rains, and it's and then you add any level of work that you need to get done in there. I mean, shoot, your season can turn into 3 good mornings in a hurry, and I mean, it is what it is. But that's a bummer when you work hard and try to have it right, and then don't really get to enjoy it.
That's right.
But,
well, talking about Mississippi going not following suit, I mean, every state that surrounds Mississippi comes in earlier, considerably earlier than all the other states around it, and now that all the other states are starting to push back their season, Mississippi's staying the same, and I mean, that's just making it worse. I mean, the non-resident draw on public land is fine, but, I don't know, March 15th is early to turkey hunt, I think.
It is.
There's definitely going to be exception years, like, potentially this year, the spring coming in a little bit early. It may hit it okay, but that's March 15th is early.
It's hard to break old habits, though, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of like duck season coming in the week of Thanksgiving. Like, would it be better if it opened January 1st and ran to February 15th? Yes.
Yeah.
But, like, does anybody want to sit around twiddling their thumbs in December? No.
December? No, nobody wants to deer hunt in December.
But let's wrap her up.
Call it good. Hour and a half.
Good gracious.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for the people that have listened this long.
If you're here, we thank you.
I'm sure y'all have covered some good stuff. So,
well,
in all seriousness, thanks for listening, and thank y'all for joining us. And
thanks to Mossy Oak.
Good job, Frawley. I'd have never gotten the podcast board out. I'm like a squirrel out here, just bouncing around talking to people. Yeah. So.
Well, we appreciate y'all stopping by. This has been another episode of the Rolling Thunder Podcast.
Catch you on the next one.